Hey everybody, and welcome to Coffee with ShineOn today. Unfortunately, I had to pre-record this one due to some things I need to do. We have family things we have to attend to, so today we have to pre-record it. But I am excited today. We are going to delve into some email optimizations and how I like to do testing in email to take all of my flows and constantly be improving upon them. So we'll dig into that. But let's go ahead and run through our slideshow here. First of all, if you're watching this on YouTube, like it. If you're watching the post on Facebook, like it. Drop some hearts in the comments. Let us know that you were there watching. I'm going to try and keep it interactive and let you guys find ways to respond. And I will have Brooke going through this and helping to give out some Shine Cash later on. So keep paying attention. Don't walk away. First of all, let's cover some swag winners from last week. First up is Joe Susanna. Hopefully I said that right. Hey, what's up everyone? I got my first 2 sales this weekend. Thanks for the training on YouTube. Very exciting. Thanks for ingesting the content that we put on YouTube. We always like to say we think it helps. So I'm glad that it did. Also excited you got your first 2 sales. I hope those are the first of many sales that you are going to get. But again, thank you for coming. Brooke will be reaching out to you I think it's going to be Brooke, will be reaching out to you to get you a code so that you can get some ShineOn swag. Excited about that. And then we also have Cindy here. She says, started working on my storefront. Awesome, Cindy. That is the first step. We're glad that you are taking that first step and getting your store up so that you can start getting some sales. Let us know if you have any questions, but excited to see what you put together. Hopefully you've got a niche already picked out and you are working on building that. I'm just excited to see where people go. So Cindy, again, I think Brooke will be reaching out to you to get you some ShineOn swag like I have right here. Yeah, thank you for posting in the group. If you want to be one of these people that gets free swag, each week we randomly grab a couple of posts from the group that we really like, and we give them discounts on swag. Generally, it's 100% off something, or a dollar amount. But why? Who do we choose to give out? We give out people that are just posting, being interactive in the community, whether they're giving a testimonial or a screenshot of their sales. They're talking about what they're working on. They're providing value about something that they found or some sort of tip or trick that's going to help others succeed. Those types of posts are what make the community so special. And so if you take the time to interact in the community in that way, we try and do our best to reward you. So that's how you can get some free swag if that's what you're looking to do. Next up, in latest news within ShineOn, let's talk. We got a survey here. If you want to take it, you can tell us a bit about your experience with ShineOn. We're trying to learn. Let me see if I can move myself. There we go. Scan the QR code with your phone, and you can take this survey and just tell us a bit about your experience. And we try to take that information and figure out what we can do to do better in the future. This is really important information for us to understand what's going on with our merchants so that we can make sure we're providing the best experience possible. So scan the QR code, take the survey, and let us know what you think. Move me back over here. All right. And did you notice anything different in our catalog? Yeah, so we recently released something that we've been working hard on, and we're really excited to get it across all of our products. But it's what we're calling the Look and Learn page. So that's this one up here in the top. When you go to a product, you get this new page. Rather than going straight to the publish experience, you get a page that describes all the different things about it. You get to see all the pricing, all the variants. You get to see the images. You get to see the descriptions, all of the shipping information, all of the cool stuff you need to know about the product, the care instructions, all of that type of stuff. We also built all new categories. We've got bestsellers. We've got all sorts of new things here with our catalog to make it easier to navigate and find all of the products. And also, we did a lot of code updates to make it a much faster experience. So it's much easier to navigate, it's much faster, and hopefully it makes your life a lot easier. So, yeah, check out the new catalog. This Look and Learn page deployed across a couple products, and we are continuing to work to publish more and more of those and get those out there because we think this is just going to make your lives so much easier. And obviously, leave us a review. If you haven't left us a review, go to apps.shopify.com/ShineOn/reviews, and you can leave us a review. It goes a long way in helping others to find us and helping ShineOn to continue to grow and be the best print-on-demand company that exists out there. So if you haven't done so already, please go and leave us a review. It's very important, and we appreciate it if you're willing to do that. And if you're feeling like you're not aware of things when they happen, if you didn't know about Look and Learn, even though I posted a video last week, the reason why is because you're not checking out this featured section. If you go into the Facebook group and click on featured, you will see all of these posts made by us, and you will be able to keep up to date on all of the things going on inside of ShineOn. Well, you know what? I'm going to go back. Before we go here, there are a couple other announcements that we have. Well, they're not full announcements. I'll call them teasers. So we're coming up on the start of Q4 on October 1st, and we've got a couple really cool things that we are getting ready to launch and put out there. The first thing I want to tell you about is we are doing some pricing updates. These pricing updates, I think, majority of them work much better towards in your favor. One of the big things we're trying to do is make all of our products easier to deal with accounting. A lot of them have like 77 cents and 99 cents, and they're all over the place. We're trying to move to more of a flat dollar, 50 cents, 25 cents, to make it easier to do your calculations on how much products cost you. So we have a lot of that. So some products go up like 1 penny from 99 cents to the nearest dollar. A lot of them are going down, like they're at 77, they're going down 77 cents. We have some going as far as $9 cheaper. We've really tried to make these products as attractive as possible. We will be posting the pricing ahead of doing it, so you will all see, but the pricing will be going into effect on October 1st, but we will share it with everybody ahead of time. But I think the majority of everybody will really like it. The thing I'm most excited about are all of the name necklaces. Those are getting cheaper. Those have been hot sellers for us, and we are excited to release a cheaper pricing on those. So keep your eye out. If you haven't tested those products, go do it. And then the other thing that we will be releasing also on October 1st is a huge feature for our Empire Builders. Technically, it's for everybody, but we are launching a really cool new resource for all of our merchants. It's going to have training in it. It's going to have all of these cool things. But then it's also going to have some paid features to it. And the best part is, if you are already an Empire Builder, you get all of these features. It is part of Empire Builders. And we are going to have, like almost every other week, we're going to have training from a top print-on-demand expert putting in a walkthrough on something cool that's going on. We have some really cool like AI tools that we're building. We've got all these really cool features that are going to be in there. They're going to help you to run your business. They're going to help to make your lives easier. It's going to help to train you, keep you up to date. This is a really cool feature. So if you're in Empire Builders, you're going to get access to it. If you're not in Empire Builders, there are free features that are available. And if you want access to all of the other stuff, you can sign up for Empire Builders and get all of that access. So that will be, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to give away the names, so I'm not going to, but you'll hear about it soon. I'm really excited about it. But that will all be released on October 1st. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at, we're going to go ahead and jump into how we go about testing and optimizing all of our email flows to to make sure that we are making all of the money we need to be making. Alright, so I've jumped over to a Klaviyo account. That's what I use. I've got my two main flows here, my abandoned cart and my welcome series. And those we're going to look at how do we optimize them. So let's first jump into our abandoned cart and just take a look at how some of our emails are operating. And then look at what we need to do to make some A/B split tests and seeing if we can make them work better. So looking at this first email, it goes out 2 hours after somebody fills their cart but doesn't purchase. And it's got an open rate of 75%. That's not bad at all. It's got a click-through rate of 12.5%. It's not a huge data. I'm looking at 7 days. Let's go ahead and bump this out to 30 days to get a little bit more, right? So open rate is much lower now that I've done that, right? When you're looking at small statistical data, it doesn't take much to throw it off. We've got a click-through rate of 1% and an order rate of 1.5%. That's interesting. So let's go ahead and look at this and say that we want to do a come here, and what we want to do is basically looking at our email, right? It's a basic text-based email to get us 15% off with this code. The problem is that I'm seeing with this is I want that open rate higher. 16.8% is just not quite enough, right? So what we can come here is we say we want to do an A/B split test on this. And since I'm looking at open rate, the most important thing when you're doing an open rate is your subject. Your subject line is going to be the thing that's going to get people to stop. So it says, it looks like you left something behind with a little emoji. We'll leave the emoji because that's cute. But what I want to do is, see if I can't encourage people to open this, because these are lost sales, and say, hey, we want to give you 15% off your order. And then use this discount to finish your purchase. Right, so something simple like that. And so now we've got our two, right? The first one is it looks like you left something behind. The others, we want to give you 15% off your order. I'm going to make that a lowercase o. I love to make big O's. Otherwise, we're going to leave this exactly the same. The email is going to work the same. The only thing we're testing right now is this subject line. Can I get that open rate above the 16%? Right? And so we can look at this distribution. It's going to be automatic. It'll run until it finds significant statistical significance. And you can set up track links separately in each variation, just so that I can see it when I'm looking in analytics and things like that. It's just going to add a UTM parameters. That's all it's going to do. And we'll say testing subject line to increase open rates. Right? Okay. So we're going to publish that test. We'll go back into our thing, and now we've got, let's see, I might need to, should I refresh this? Okay, so here you can see it's got the A/B test live. So we'll be able to test and see what that looks like. And we can see when it started and do that. So now let's look at this second email. And let's look at what the email looks like. Again, this basic text looks like it has a broken image. that let's just double check that's not just a preview issue. Yeah, there's definitely a broken image. So let's go ahead and first we'll edit this, and then we'll create another test. And what we really want to do is focus on this click rate. So what I'm actually going to do here is I want to test the body of the email, and I'm going to do an image versus no image one. So let's go ahead and hit edit on this first one. Okay, the image does exist. Okay, cool. I don't know why it doesn't want to show up. So let's go back here, and we're going to do an A/B split test on this. And we're going to leave the subject line the exact same. What we're going to do is go to this email, and because we want to test click-through rates, what we're going to do is play with the body, and we're going to go with a no image version, just text only. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete out this image, and with this we are going to add 50 pixels up top. Do that, and that's what we're going to do, right? Last name, okay. Done there. Go back to our A/B test. So we've got version 2 now with no image. Version 1 has the image, right? And we are going to test these, and we're going to say testing image versus no image for click-through rate. Cool. We're going to go ahead and hit publish test on that. So what we're doing here is, these are some simple tests I like to do. Sometimes a big image just gets in the way and it doesn't say what you need it to say. Sometimes a simple subject line can have a huge effect on it. So let's go to our welcome series and take a look at some of this. And let's go ahead and say last 90 days to give a lot. This is my welcome series. I don't do a lot with this. I'll be very clear here. But here we can see our open rate is really high. Our click-through rate is not. And our order place is pretty good. So what I want to do is see if I can do better on the click-through rate, because I think that's going to be much more important. So we're not going to mess with the subject line because the open rate is good. What we're going to do is we're going to come and look at this email, and we're going to say, what can we do to try and improve this? We've got this here. We're sending them directly to the polos. I'm actually going to change this link and send them to our homepage. I think I'm going to play here, and is this an image? No. What I want to do is make this stand out more. Oh, oops, hold on. Change this text color, here we go. And we're gonna make this a bright green to make sure it stands out. And we're gonna take this make it bigger and take this and we're going to make that smaller to make that really stand out. The other thing we're going to do is look at these button colors, and I'm going to make them a really bright green. So what I've changed here is I've really tried to make this code stick out for their 10% discount, and I've made these buttons stick out. I also am going to let's see, shop our performance polos. We're gonna get rid of that, and we're gonna go shop our golf gear. And again, I'm gonna send people to the home page, and even here, shop golf gear. Just to try and make these buttons stick out more. And it is now saved. So we're going to hit exit. We're going to hit done. And so now what we're going to be measuring is, let's go back to configure the test. We've got our two emails. Track them separately and say testing bigger text and button color and CTA to improve click-through rate. We're going to publish this test. So these are three simple tests that I like to run, right? I want to test the subject line and can I get people to click more? I want to test whether it's image or not image to see if I can get people quicker to the CTAs. And then I want to test the actual look in the content that's there, not changing the content, but changing how the content looks, making the code bigger, making the buttons different, changing the CTA. Those types of things are the things that are going to make us be able to see how this works. So going down here, and let's look at email 2 down here. We've got a 47% up open rate, but a 4% click rate. So let's look at this one and see what type of test we could run here. So I think the big thing here is this email doesn't have a big drive to get people to click. But what I'll say is hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I had to, my daughter was at the door and had to let her in. So this email, like we said, it doesn't have a lot of CTA type stuff in it. It's not a huge call to action. But what we're going to do is see if we can't improve this. First of all, we're going to go here and we're going to just get rid of this and just say shop now. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to duplicate this and we're going to drag this one and we're just going to put it here. And we're going to take this. Let's see, I want to make, let's just go here and do give it a little more padding around the button. And we're going to see if just adding a button there is going to increase conversion rate, right? So going back to the split test, track links separately, we say added second CTA to improve click-through rate. And we're going to publish that test. So you can see how I'm looking at this content and looking at what's the key performance indicator, click-through rate, and saying what can I do to try and improve this item. Like what's going to allow this to perform better. So let's look here. We've got 0% on this one. This has to do with reviews. Let's look at it. Again, a lot of these aren't heavy in click-through rates. This just has a couple reviews in it. It's not very text-based. What I'm going to do here is we're going to add an image and see if this performs better. So we're going to go image. We're going to select an image. We're going to select one of the group of guys wearing the polos. Let's do this. And we're here. We're going to add a little padding. And we're going to say, okay, does adding this image along with these reviews help to get people more interested in reading this email? So added image at top to make email more interesting, interesting, and improve click-through rate. Okay, so we're going to publish your test. So these are a lot of things I like to do, right? Going through, and let's just say you make these, for the sake of it, you're improving this. Let's say our click-through rate goes from 10% to, or 9% to 20%. Well, if that happens, then our placed order percentage is probably going to go up, right? We did $290 from 16 people that opened this. Well, from those 16 people open it, the 2 people that clicked on it, I'm bringing in $290. If this goes to 15%, right, or let's just say it doubles, and that's 4 people, this could easily be up at $500, right? And if I make these changes, and let's say I'm making that little bit of statistical improvement every 30 days, I'm making these changes and publishing them, and then doing another test, right? Overall, these flows are just going to continue to get better and better and better. My email, they bring in close to 10 to 15% of our revenue for the store. And these are generally lost sales that they're bringing in. And if I can continue to improve that, as I'm able to spend more to acquire people because I have this money coming in, I have an even better net to bring more money in, right? The more I make money off let's just for the sake of it, say 100 people, I'm able to make X amount of money. That extra money allows me to now go out and acquire 500 people because I've made improvements where I made X last time. I'm going to make X times 2 this time, which is going to give me the money to go out and acquire 1,000 people. And so this is constant flow of being able to figure out how to make more money off the existing traffic that you have. And this is one of the easiest ways to do it. And it doesn't take much. In one day, in a couple hours, you can go through and optimize all of your email flows and run these tests. You've seen how it's not that difficult. You don't have to worry about going crazy with designing and all of that. A lot of it, they're just simple tests to see if they work. Sometimes they don't work. Let's be very clear. Sometimes the plain text email works better than the one with the image. But by running these tests, you're learning, and you start to figure out why it's working, how it's working, and what you can do to improve it. And the more you do this, the better. So doing these A/B split tests are really simple. If you're having trouble with subject lines, it's really easy to go to ChatGPT and have it generate subject lines for you. It's not crazy rocket science for it to create a golf related interesting subject line for an abandoned cart that stresses urgency, and it'll give you some subject lines. It's not hard to go and get some prompts and get this type of stuff. I highly recommend spending time doing this, especially ahead of Q4, because the more you're able to recover lost sales, the better off it's going to help pad all of your advertising and allow you to spend more so that you can make more. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up this Coffee with ShineOn. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry that it had to be pre-recorded, but unfortunately I need to be at my daughter's school today, and it kind of came up. But again, thanks for joining. I hope you get value out of that. Let's continue to work on all of these behind the scenes types of things like your email flows so that you can go out there and get your store to be more and more successful. So again, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you on our next Coffee with ShineOn. Thank you.